When people hear the name Costa Rica, they often mistakenly think of a tropical island paradise in the Pacific Ocean, or maybe an island that lies in the Caribbean Sea. Costa Rica is not an island. However, they would be right about which bodies of water are involved. For Costa Rica's western shores are washed by the Pacific Ocean, and the Caribbean Sea laps the sandy beaches to its east. In between, the landscape is full of towering mountains, some with active volcanoes. There are lush rainforests and rich agricultural coastal plains. The country lies on Central America's narrow isthmus, about 290 kilometers long and 185 kilometers wide, tucked neatly between Panama to its south and Nicaragua to its north. At only 10 degrees north of the equator, the weather could not be more perfectly tropical, and along with its geographical diversity comes a wide variety of microclimates that vary from the misty cloud forests in the mountains to the dense, thick forests of the jungle. There are beautiful valleys with rivers that feed secluded waterfalls before winding their way down to the sea and the magnificent golden sand beaches. This tropical paradise has primarily two seasons: summer that runs from December to April, and the green season from May through November. Its name, Costa Rica, means rich coast, and it is certainly rich in many natural treasures. It's not known for certain if it was named by Christopher Columbus in 1502 when he sailed the eastern shores, or by Gil Gonzalez Davila, who arrived on the Pacific coast in 1522. But either way, it was the presence of vast amounts of gold that caused it to be named Costa Rica. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence that people lived in Costa Rica for thousands of years before the arrival of Columbus or Davila. These archaeological treasure hunts have revealed ruins of a large ancient city complete with aqueducts. The oldest evidence of human occupation has revealed the presence of hunter-gatherers at about 10,000 years ago. Guanacaste, one of Costa Rica's 7 provinces or cantons, is one of the most sparsely populated regions, taking in the horse-headed shaped Nicoya Peninsula on the Pacific coast. It is this province, Guanacaste, that we show you in this short taste of Costa Rica. Nicaragua lies to its north and the Pacific Ocean to the west, with 2 other provinces edging its east and southern regions. Rivers tumble from the steep mountain ranges to flow into the vast alluvial coastal flatlands. The government of Costa Rica has designated 25% of the country's land as protected areas or national parks. As a result, the country of Costa Rica holds the largest percentage of protected areas in the world. It was once a poor and isolated country, but has since become one of the most stable, prosperous, and progressive nations in Latin America. In the early 19th century, coffee was shipped to Europe and soon became Costa Rica's first major export. Then, tourism took off as the new mainspring of the economy. Resorts sprang up by the dozens, and now Costa Rica stands as the most visited nation in the Central American region, with ecotourism at the top end of the scale. As a result, tourism now generates more to the economy than bananas and coffee combined. Although most tourists coming to Guanacaste stay at one of the dozens of beaches along the Pacific coast, it is impossible for most of them not to be drawn into a coach tour to see the mountains, the tropical, dry, and the cloudy rainforests, and to take a tour around Lake Arenal, where the ever-dominating volcan Arenal looms over the southern end of the lake. This man-made lake covers 85 square miles, and its warm water, moderate temperatures, predictably strong winds, and wonderful vistas have led to it becoming a windsurfer's paradise, both for beginners, considering taking windsurfing lessons, and for more experienced windsurfers. It is considered one of the top windsurfing spots and attracts enthusiasts from around the world. Naturalists are drawn to the forests where Mother Nature is at its best. These leafcutter ants scurry around, each ever conscious of its assigned tasks, working non-stop to fill their stores with these tiny leaves that will mould into a mulch, creating their sole food supply. Next to humans, leafcutter ants form the largest and most complex animal society on Earth, where the colony's hierarchy divides the ants into castes. Each caste has very specific roles in taking care of the food supplies and dumping the refuse. The ants work tirelessly. One is always immensely impressed by the industry and discipline of these ant colonies. Costa Rican cuisine is known for being flavorful yet fairly mild, with heavy reliance on fresh fruits and vegetables. Rice and black beans, known as gallo pinto, are often served at any time of the day and is considered to be the Costa Rican national dish. But there is never a shortage of fried chicken, fried pork rinds, and casado, which literally means a married man, and turns out to be a gallo pinto dressed up with eggs, sausage, plantain, and salad. Lake Arenal is surrounded by the Guanacaste range of mountains, which makes up part of the Continental Divide and is home to a large number of Costa Rica's active volcanoes and tallest peaks. These shape the horizon, 6 active and another 61 dormant or extinct in the whole country. For the past 50 years, Arenal was the country's most active volcano, still the most well-known and frequently visited. Although, since 2010, it has entered into a resting phase, since its eruptions have taken pause for the time being. The rich landscape of Costa Rica is dotted with naturally fed thermal mineral hot springs that come in every size, shape and temperature. These springs are fed by geothermally heated groundwater that emerges from the Earth's crust. This one, Yoco Termales Hot Springs, is but one of many places to enjoy a restorative soak in a natural hot springs pool. It is set on a meadow at the foot of the slopes of Volcan Miravillaes, ensconced amid a quiet forest where steam rises from the water's surface to evaporate in the tropical breeze. Miravillaes stands at an impressive 6,660 feet above sea level, making it the highest peak in the Guanacaste Mountains. It is often cloud-covered, but from time to time the clouds clear and it reveals a lopped-off top from when it last erupted. That occurred in 1946, but Volcan Miravillaes is still considered active. Costa Ricans, known as ticos, are very garrulous and love to meet up together. Almost every small town or village hosts a regular market or feria, where many small-scale farmers grow their produce organically, and it offers a great opportunity to congregate with the locals and to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables, cheeses and meats. There are often artisans who sell handmade pottery, furniture and jewellery. there are flowers and herbs. And don't miss out on the opportunity of enjoying a freshly ground slider, a hamburger patty on a homemade bun. Costa Rica is one of the most beautiful countries in Central America, and one thing that is very dear to their hearts is their sports culture. Costa Rican citizens are avid sports players and fans, and are interested in a variety of spectator sports. However, football, the beautiful game, is at the top of the list as the most popular national pastime, and is almost a way of life. Many Ticos, young and old, eat and breathe soccer, and for that reason, even amateur soccer teams are very competitive. Kids play soccer wherever or whenever they can. As a result, there is hardly a field that is not used on a Sunday afternoon. Teams come from far and wide to compete, making it a day of fun, food and friendly but hard-fought games. But their interest in sports does not end here, for baseball and basketball are not far down on the list of popular sports, with tennis, running, sport fishing, trekking, boxing, swimming, diving, snorkeling, and of course surfing also enjoyed. So, there are other sports, but football is king. But regardless of what one is doing or where one is going in this region, there are always the magnificent views of Lake Arenal. Costa Rica has largely resisted opportunities to exploit its vast natural resources to turn a quick profit. And it could easily have done just that, as it has a high density of precious metals, oil along the Pacific coast, and rare hardwoods in the forests. Instead, Costa Rica has opted for the practice of sustainable development and a commitment to develop only renewable energy sources. Since the late 1980s, with the flooding of the valley and the creation of Lake Arenal, several power generating stations were installed. The water passes through the stations and flows from the mountain slopes down onto the coastal flatlands, irrigating the rich agricultural land, including the recently developed crops in the rice paddies. The immense plains, tall mountains, and the windy, sunny climate of Guanacaste are pivotally important for Costa Rica's production of renewable energy. There are currently 11 wind farms with over 300 large turbines. Geothermal power generators have been installed, tapping into volcanic hotspots. And most recently, Costa Rica began developing more energy generation with a new, immense solar-powered project. By 2021, Costa Rica will become the first carbon-neutral nation, with 99% of the country's energy needs met through a combination of geothermal, hydroelectric, solar, and wind power. As a result of the direction that it has taken, in 2009, the National Energy Foundation of the United Kingdom ranked Costa Rica as the greenest country in the world. Costa Rica has also taken a firm approach to protecting its natural fauna, for in 2012 it became the first country in the Americas to ban recreational hunting. It constitutionally and permanently abolished its military establishment more than 60 years ago, and is one of the few sovereign nations that stand without an army, navy, or air force. For such a small country, the places to visit are varied and endless. The quickest way to travel is via the Pan American Highway, but the best sights and experiences are not to be found on the busy roadway. It is much better to escape from the buzz of traffic to feel the real Costa Rica. The Trans-American Highway. This same highway starts in Alaska, goes through Canada and the United States, It then links with this Pan-American highway of Central America before entering the South American countries. Before acquiring its environmentally friendly policies, rapid deforestation in the 1950s to make way for agriculture and cattle ranching turned Costa Rica into one of the most deforested countries in the world. Yet it is still home to a wide variety of flora and fauna. There has, since the 1980s, been a decline in large-scale cattle ranching with a subsequent introduction of conservation areas, extensive reforestation, turning Costa Rica into a model for sustainable development. Costa Rica's geography and topography reveal a history of cataclysms, with earthquakes, floods and volcanoes shaping its present-day landscape. A diversity of soaring mountains, dormant and active craters, black and white sandy beaches, rushing rivers and powerful waterfalls grace Costa Rica's 20,000 square miles. When the land bridge of Central America appeared to connect the North and South American continents approximately 3 to 5 million years ago, it allowed the flora and fauna from both continents to mix freely. Now, 894 bird species have been recorded in Costa Rica, more than all of the United States and Canada combined. 600 of these Costa Rican species are permanent residents, making Costa Rica the perfect place for bird watchers. The white-nosed coati of the raccoon family inhabit wooded areas of Central America. They can be domesticated easily and have been experimentally verified to be quite intelligent. They climb trees easily, and the tail is used for balance. They most often are on the ground foraging or taking advantage of any easy pickings like this. Young males and even some females tend to play fight, and many of the coatis will have short fights over food. The white-headed or white-faced capuchin monkey is important to rainforest ecology for its role in dispersing seeds and pollen. It is mostly black, but the pink face and white fur on much of the front part of the body give it its common name, since it resembles the appearance of a capuchin monk. It is a highly intelligent monkey that will use tools as weapons and for getting food. It is a long-lived monkey with a maximum recorded age of over 54 years. Howler monkeys are quite different. They have short snouts and wide, set, round nostrils that can smell out its food up to 2 kilometers away. They are black in color and range in size from 22 to 36 inches, with a tail that can be equally as long. Males average 2 kilograms heavier than females. They live in groups of up to 15 members and have a lifespan from 15 to 20 years. Howler monkeys are much more commonly seen than the white-faced capuchins. Wild cats, such as the ocelots, pumas, jaguars, margays and little spotted cats, or tigrillos, do exist in Costa Rica. However, they are seldom seen as they are either nocturnal or hide in trees in the rainforest. Black panthers once roamed the forests but are now extinct. Approximately 225 different kinds of reptiles are found in Costa Rica, including over 70 species of lizards, turtles, crocodiles and snakes. There are about 1,251 species of butterflies and 8,000 species of moths. Among them are the banded peacock, the zebra longwing, the green page moth and glasswing. They bring life to rainforests, not only with their own diversity in colours, but with the flowers that they help to pollinate when feeding from the nectar, their primary food source. Interestingly, butterflies use their antennae to sense the air for wind and scents. Throughout time and through a long history of myths, butterflies have symbolically represented the noblest ideals of mankind: love, peace, hope, beauty, death, and rebirth. Few other life forms draw upon the human imagination as butterflies do, and it is certainly because of their beautifully brightly coloured wings. But it is simply the spectacular process of metamorphosis that makes them so special. Costa Rica has a number of butterfly farms with most exquisite collections displaying their various life stages. The average life expectancy of a butterfly varies from 1 week to 1 year. Costa Rica is also home to around 175 amphibians, 85% of which are frogs. The many frog species in Costa Rica include the red-eyed tree frog, a few species of poison dart frogs, the semi-transparent glass frogs, and the large, smoky jungle frog. Costa Rica's red-eyed tree frog is the best known in the country and is famed for being an internationally known symbol of Costa Rica. Costa Rica attracts nature enthusiasts, environmentalists, surfers, and history buffs. It comes as no surprise that Costa Rica is considered to be one of the happiest places on earth. The phrase Pura Vida, used by locals, truly encapsulates the friendly atmosphere of Costa Rica and means everything from hello, goodbye to this is the life.